Do I write fan fiction? Hey guys, and welcome back to By Time, and if you're new, hey, I'm 𝖒𝖆𝖏𝑘 and this is my YouTube channel. Today's video I am going to be doing a book tag, which is where I have 20 questions or so that are catered around books and I answer them truthfully. I originally, hold on, let me just check on my phone. I believe it's 𝕾𝖊𝖉𝖎𝖆𝑑, but I'm just going to check. And also, I had school today, so 𝕾𝖊𝖉𝖎𝑑. I will put the link to the video that I saw that she did down below. Anyway, let's just, so I don't think I have 20. Oh, no, I do have 20. I have 20 questions. So, the first one is, do you have a certain place at home for reading? And yes, I do. I either read over there on the sofa that I have in my room, or I read where I'm currently sat, which is at my desk, because I'll have YouTube playing in the background, and I read whatever book I am reading at a precise moment in time. Question 2, bookmark or random piece of paper. Personally, I would use bookmark. I have this one because I got a poem published, so I got a bookmark. And then I'm also using this metal one which says "Fuck Kindle, give me paper any day," which my sister gave me. There we go. However, when I was younger, I didn't really have bookmarks, so majority of the time I would dog-ear pages, and I remember I think my dad didn't let me dog-ear pages, so he would just make me a DIY bookmark out of a random sheet of paper. Or I would use anything and everything that I could find as a bookmark. I do not recommend doing this because I would always end up losing my page, which annoyed me like hell. Question 3. Can you stop reading, or do you have to stop after a chapter or after a certain amount of pages? I can stop at any time, however, it does depend on the book I am reading. Like, if it's a really good book, I might want to read a lot more than I have, if that makes sense. Also, but when I'm, like, for example, I like to read before I go to bed. I try to read at least one chapter each night. Or when I'm at the bus stop, I try to read a chapter or so. But it's fine if, like, I don't care if I don't read a whole chapter. I can stop at a random page. It just means it's more difficult to me to find whatever page I am on. Question 4. Do you eat or drink while reading? I do both, which a lot of readers might disagree with me there. But I would say I'm extra cautious. For example, like, so imagine my phone is my book, so my bowl is here, or whatever I'm eating is here. I'd hold it like over there, and then I'd eat, and then I'd bring it closer, sort of thing. But I will always be extra cautious when I am eating or having a drink when I'm reading, just so that I don't spill anything on my book. The next question, which is question 5, is multitasking. Music or TV while reading? Majority of the time, technically I have neither going, because I have not music, YouTube playing in the background while I read, because 99% of the time I'm trying to catch up on YouTube and I want to read at the same time. However, like I said, I tend to read before I go to bed on the sofa in my room, which you can see a tiny bit, like there. But when I'm reading before bed, I have no sound, like none. So I don't play anything and I just listen to whatever noise is going on in my neighbourhood. Question 6. One book at a time or several at once? I can only read one book at a time, and it's the same with shows. I can only watch one anime/cartoon show and one live action show at the same time. However, I'm kind of breaking that because I'm watching a show with my friends and then I'm watching a show by myself. Well, I'm watching Misfits with my friends, and then by myself I'm watching Stranger Things and Sword Art Online Season 3, which I recommend the first 2 seasons of SAO. Anyway, English. Question 7 is reading at home or everywhere? If I have a book, I will literally read anywhere and everywhere. For example, if I'm bored, I will grab a book. If I have one on me, I'll just grab the book that I'm reading and start reading it. And then, yeah. I'm not really fussy about where I read as long as I can read. Like, I try to read every day. Some days I don't. Question 8. Reading out loud or silently in your head? I will read silently in my head. I don't know how people can read out loud. I remember in primary school there was this girl, I'm not going to name her, and I remember she read out loud and I told her to be quiet or shut up, and then she was like, why? And I'm like, you're reading out loud. It's annoying. To me, I find it really annoying when people read out loud. Obviously, it's a bit different with children because they're learning to read and they haven't quite mastered how to read inside their head yet. But yeah, I will only read in my head. And I feel like if you read in your head, it's easier to create a picture, whereas reading out loud, because if you're reading out loud, it's kind of like you're telling it to everyone else. And I also kind of feel like it's rude, but not, and it's also hella distracting for everyone else. Question 9, TBR or mood reading? Sorry. If you guys didn't know, TBR means to be read, I think. Yeah, to be read, yeah. And a mood reading is when you just pick a random book up, depending on how you're feeling. I'm kind of neither. I would say mood reading because I can't plan what books I'm going to read, but I don't necessarily, the book that I want to read doesn't necessarily depend on my mood. I have all the books that I haven't read under my bed, so I'll just open the drawer and I just pick one up. So technically I would say I'm neither, but if I had to pick one, I would say I'm mood reading because I personally can't force myself to specifically read these specific books for a period of time, and I don't know why. Yeah. I was about to say chapter 10 instead of question 10. Anyway, question 10. Do you read ahead or skip pages? I try not to skip pages, but sometimes it just happens. For example, I'm a quick reader. So sometimes I just got a shot of pain in my head. Sometimes when I read, I'm going super fast and I zone out, so I accidentally skip pages. And even if I'm reading a book that has sex scenes, which make me extremely uncomfortable, especially in public, because it's how can you read sex scenes in public? If you can read sex scenes in public without feeling uncomfortable, you're a psycho. Yeah. I don't even skip those. I just try to read them quickly. Question 11. Cliffhangers. I hate cliffhangers so much. Like, no. No. Books, no. But if it's in a chapter and it's a cliffhanger, I still don't like it. Like, if I'm reading a book and it has cliffhangers, I try to avoid them at all costs. I hate cliffhangers, especially on shows and films. But however, if there's a cliffhanger at the end of a book, I get really annoyed. Because 9 times out of 10 it's a series, and I don't necessarily like reading series. I prefer reading standalone, even though favourite books, majority of them are part of a series. For example, Harry Potter, Good Girl's Guide to Murder, and Fuck, even though Concrete Rose isn't one of my favourites, but I still enjoyed it. Like for example, Netflix made a really good show called I'm Not Okay With This. But then, and they ended it on a cliffhanger, and then they cancelled it because of COVID. A week later, they announced they were making a new show. I'm sorry, you don't cancel a show because of COVID and then announce you're making a new one. And you have to make a season 2 of I Am Not Okay With This because you ended it on a fucking cliffhanger. Like, you can't do that. I need to know who that guy that was talking to Sydney is. Anyway, I'm going to move on because I would talk about that for hours. Question 12, hardcover or paperback? Personally, I prefer paperback because I take books everywhere, and hardback books tend to be a lot heavier than softback, especially if the book is like really thick. So yeah. If you guys saw the clip before my intro, you'll know what question is it. I'm exposing myself right now. Question 13. Do you write/read fan fiction? Yes to both. And I used Wattpad to write fan fiction, which I link in my bio. Not my bio, my description of every video. So you guys can read everything I write on Wattpad. So just exposing myself right there. Check it out. I really like some of them. I like Rose Book Academy and Rules. I'm also currently writing one called Devil's Daughter. The first chapter isn't out yet, but for playlist and character aesthetics are. But yeah, I'm kind of excited. I'm also super proud of the majority of stuff. And one of my fan fictions, which is an Evan Peters one, like Evan Peters and his characters, has over 8,000 reads. I also have another one, but I'm not going to say it in a YouTube video. But if you follow me on Wattpad or read my Wattpad books or have seen it, it's for Saving Kingdom. It's an actor one. Well, sort of. He's my age. That's all I'm going to say. Anyway, next question. Question 14. Most recent book you couldn't finish. I hate not finishing books. Like, even if I hate a book, I will force myself to finish it. And I'm currently 17, right? In my whole 17 years of living, I only remember not finishing one book. And that is Stephen King's It. I'm going to reread it. I might do it as a YouTube video. But I couldn't finish it because I found it really confusing. Because it went from being an adult to being kids to being an adult to being kids. And I found it really, really confusing. And I do plan on reading it again because my favourite film is for 2017, It. Because horror films. I love horror films so much. I'm currently watching Pet Sematary and I'm like half an hour or so in and no one's died yet. Oh, except one person. But, like, yeah. Anyway. Next question. Question 15. Book you would recommend to someone. At this precise time, I would recommend a book that I've recently finished, which is The Girls I've Been, which is actually, I believe, last week's video, because I did a reading vlog on this. And honestly, I haven't loved a book for how much I love this one in so long. It's so good. And film and development with Millie Bobby Brown. And I'm so excited. It's actually a bank heist. And it's so good. Like, I would recommend all my favourite books, which I've done a separate video. If I remember, I shall link it below. and I recommend all my favourites. Wait, I actually need to go through because I've put the whole Harry Potter series on, but they're not all my favourites. Like, I prefer Chamber of Secrets, but I don't want to split it up. And technically, I do have 2 copies of it, so I can have one up there. Anyway, that's one book I would recommend. I'm also going to be really arrogant. I also recommend the poetry games Echoes of the Future and Right to Reunite, bringing people together with words, uplifted words, and they are both edited by Jenny Harrison, and this one is edited by 𝕒𝖊𝖉𝖎𝖆𝖑, I think. I have poems in both of these. For example, page 72. What we've done, that's my poem. You might have seen what secondary school I went to. And then I believe this one is 73. Oh yeah. 73, baby. Ah. Blup, 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 blup. There we go. Anyway, next question. Question 16. Buying books or borrowing books? Buying. Because, as I said, I have loads of books under my bed, and they're all mine, or majority of them I haven't bought, but people have bought them for me. And whereas if you're borrowing books, I feel like you can only borrow books for a certain amount of time, and it's like 9 times out of 10 I probably wouldn't read that book in that time. So I prefer to buy books / own my own books, so then I don't have a specific period of time that I have to read that book in. Which is why I kind of hate reading books for school, but luckily I'm doing a media course, so we don't have to read books. Otherwise that will annoy me like that. Like, I would read it for school, but I will only read that book because I can only read one book at a time because I get confused and it hurts my head. Last stretch, baby. Question 17. What was the last book you read? I'm currently still reading it, and it is Happy Families by Julie Ma. And I'm not going to talk much about this book because I'm going to be doing a book review on this book, which will be the next video because that's how much I have left. So I'm probably going to finish it either tonight or in the next few days. Question 18. Physical books or ebooks? Personally, I prefer physical books because I prefer holding the books right in front of me. I can read books on Wattpad, that's fine, but I prefer holding the books in front of me. And it's also, for physical book, I feel like it's less easy to forget about. For example, I was reading this Pride and Prejudice or Little Woman retelling on Google Books, and I kept on forgetting about it, and then I just deleted the app because I kind of got bored of the book because I didn't have it right in front of me. And also, if I see this book around, like for example, because I'm reading it, I get reminded that, oh, I'm reading that book, I should probably read more. Also, guys, it just popped in my head. Comment down below whether or not I should do a reading 100 pages a day for a month video. Comment down if you would like me to do that. Question 19. I already answered this question in a previous one. I can't remember which one because I forget what I said 2 seconds ago. Anyway, question is fast or slow reader? 99% of the time, I am normally a fast reader, but it does depend on the book. Like for example, some books I slow down, and if a book's really, really good, I speed up, which is kind of weird. Because if a book's so good, really good, wouldn't you want to slow down so then you don't finish it as quickly? Last question, question 20. When did you get into reading? I've always been into reading, like for as long as I can remember. I've always had a book in my hand, and I remember in primary school, because I read and a lot of people in my class didn't, my reading level was quite higher than a lot of my peers, and like at school, and like obviously we had different reading levels, and school would put me in a reading level, but I prefer books in other levels. So in school I was reading like rainbow magic, fairy books sort of thing, whereas out of school I'll be reading ones like Sherlock Holmes, for example. I don't actually think I ever read that one as well, but I remember one of my favourite series. Do I still have it? I know I had like a huge version of it. I don't think. Oh, I got rid of it. No way. Oh, my favourite like series was For Five Find Outers and Dog. I didn't like Secret 7 or Famous 5. I only liked For Five Find Outers and Dog by 𝖒𝖊𝖉𝖎𝖆. I don't know why, I only liked that one. But, oh, also, I blame my dad for my reading habits, for my love of books. So, Dad, if you're watching this, I blame you. And also, my mum can blame you because I always want books. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to comment down below 1, what videos you want me to do, 2, who you want me to do a collab with, and 3, questions and I would happily do a Q&A video. Also, give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and press the subscribe button and the notification bell so that you get a notification every single time I upload a brand new video. And I shall see you in the next one.